Now that everyone is back, let's get started. The court is now back in session. Ms. Von Kama, please proceed with the prosecution's case.
Very well. I would now call my next witness. A pitiful clown with the unfortunate distinction of having seen the entire thing. Will Mr. Lawrence Curls please take the stand? Why did you just call him a pitiful clown? The witness will state his name and occupation for the court record. And what's going on with that people raising playground? Where's my place? Name and occupation.
Will the witness please inform the court why he is speaking in autobiographical gibberish?
I'm sorry. I'm just not used to being in court. I've never been in a courtroom in my life. I wasn't quite sure what joke is best suited to this sort of occasion.
What in the world are you talking about? You're in a grand hall of justice, not some comedy club. Since it's easy to see your occupation, please state your name for the court.
Oh, yeah, maybe this joke is okay. Mom, do I have to wear pants? The sign only says no shirt, no shoes, no service. Okay, how about this? Have you met my proctologist, Dr. Seymour Butts? How is that one? But a couple of clowns were up to no good, so I'll make trouble. Your name? Lawrence Curls, professional funny man, also known as Mo the Clown. The witness has seen us at around 10:15 p.m. the day of the murder, correct? Yes, it is.
Very well, Mr. Curls. Will you please testify to what you saw that evening?
A rabbi, a priest, and a Rastafarian walked into this place.
Without the humor, please.
Okay. Oh, poor Mo can't be his normal 2G self in court. Oh dear. I know. I'm not the greatest comedian in the world. I haven't been able to make people laugh for 10 years. No matter what I say, all I get in return is a vacant stare and polite applause. Since no one ever laughs at my jokes, I've taken to laughing at them myself. It's a bad habit, but hey, at least I'm trying. Imagine my predicament. I'm a clown who can't make people laugh. I'm almost useless. But I keep trying. I even tried to come up with a joke just for today. But this atmosphere is very nerve-wracking. I decided to make everyone laugh. To try making everyone laugh. Seriously, everyone, what do you think of me? How am I doing? Aren't we the ones supposed to be asking the questions here? Witness? Huh? We will listen to your call for help after the court proceedings are over. Thus, please stick to the facts of this case. Really? You really heard me out? Well, I'll make sure that one of my staff will be your straight man later. Thank you, I can't wait. Poor Gumshoe.
Now that that's settled, shall we begin once again with the testimony?
Of course we can. I'll talk for as long as you want. The night of the murder, after practice was over, I went straight back to my room. You have no idea how tired I was that night. I was pooped. I thought I'd go straight to sleep, but before I did, I glanced out of the window. That's when I saw two silhouettes. They were a bit far away, though. It was a ringmaster, and he was with Max, who was wearing his cloak. I kept watching them, and all of a sudden, Max clunked the ringmaster over the head.
That's very interesting. If this eyewitness account is to be believed, I have enough to pass judgment right now.
Of course you can. There's no way that this account can be criticized.
However, the witness is a bit, how do you say, off-kilter. Almost like he has some sort of atmosphere of guilt surrounding him. That must be because of my insincere smile. Mr. Wright, please begin the defense's cross-examination.
Yes, Your Honor. Nick, you've got to find some kind of contradiction in this testimony. I know that.
Mr. Wright?
Your Honor?
I'm afraid that if you push this witness too far, it would bring disaster upon the court. Thus, I sincerely hope you are not going to engage in pointless saber-rattling.
I understand, Your Honor. If you cause this clown to stray from the facts, I'll hold you responsible. Why am I responsible? I'm not the one with the corny jokes. The night of the murder, after practice was over, I went straight back to my room. Did you? You'd say that practice wrapped up around 10 p.m., correct? See, that's a thing. Huh? How exactly am I supposed to make a joke about 10 p.m.? Now, 8 o'clock! That's something a client can riff off of. Let's just pretend it was 8 o'clock. That way I can make a great joke. Let's not make it 8 p.m., alright, Mo?
What do you mean, let's not? Don't take the clown out of the clowning around.
Come on, Nick, just listen to this joke. There are 3 reasons why I don't want to. 1, I probably won't laugh. 2, I'll get hit with a penalty. 3, I'll get whipped. Well, the witness just proceed with his factual testimony. You are so boring. Well, you're not the lawyer. I thought I'd go straight to sleep, but before I did, I glanced out the window. You just happened to glance out of the window? You could say that. You could also say I peeked, stared, glimpsed, peeped, eyeballed.
Mr. Curls!
Oh, I guess synonyms aren't allowed either. What should I do? I wonder if I should press him further on this issue. Sure. Exactly why did you look out of your window that night?
Why? Why? Clowns don't need a reason to look out their windows, do they?
That's not what I meant. I meant that, well, when we spoke yesterday, once I had tucked myself into bed, I heard this amazing noise. It was incredibly loud.
It sounded like a giant thump.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. You forgot? Your Honor, the witness looked out of his window upon hearing a loud sound. He did not just simply glance out of his window that night.
Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot to mention that thump, didn't I?
Owie, owie, owie! That's not something you just forget to mention. Yeah, what's he said? I believe it would be best if Mel were to revise his testimony.
Very well, Mr. Curls, please revise your testimony.
This should start turning the tables in our favor. Alright. Okay. I heard it. I heard a huge noise outside the window. That's that's what made me what? Fuck. I heard a huge noise outside the window, and that's what made me take a look outside. What was the sound like? Well, I guess it kind of sounded like. I guess you could say.
Mr. Curls, may the court remind you that humor is unnecessary.
Oh, how'd you always gotta make a joke? I guess what the sound sounded like, I suppose it sounded like someone getting hit with something very hard. Yep, that's what it sounded like, honestly.
Someone getting hit, huh?
But then, you went to look out the window and you saw. That's when I saw 2 silhouettes. They were a bit far away, though. Far away, you say? If you had to say exactly, how far away were they? Let me think about that for a second. If my room is here, and they looked about yay big, I'd say they were about 30 feet from my window. Just 30 feet? That's not far at all. It was snowing that night, and it cut down on visibility.
I see. Please continue with your testimony regarding the 2 shadows that you saw. It was the ringmaster, and he was with Max, who was wearing his cloak.
You'd say you clearly saw this, even though you were by your own admission far away? That's right. I have been thinking about it over and over since that night. Well, things didn't really make sense until I spoke with the prosecutor, Ms. Von Karma. But now I'm 100% certain that it was Max and the ringmaster that I saw that night. Just think about it. How could I be wrong if Max is always wearing his uppity symbols? Uppity symbols? Lawyers nowadays, they even have to go to school anymore to be one? Alright, everyone knows what to do. All together now. Say it with Uncle Mo. Fuck you, clown! See what I mean? It's always like this. The crowd never wants to go along with me. I must really be utterly and completely worthless as a clown. Yowza!
Enough foolishness, get back on track. Will the witness please testify as to what he saw, and only what he saw? I kept watching them, and all of a sudden Max clonked the ringmaster over the head.
You say you saw the ringmaster get clonked over the head? Yes, I did. It's the climax of my story.
He really does enjoy the completely random non sequitur.
What would you say the victim was struck with? He ran the weapon? I have no idea. A weapon wasn't found at the murder scene, right? That's not what I meant. You did say you see everything, didn't you? Well, yeah, I suppose I did. Wait, no I didn't! I didn't see a weapon!
Mo, did you or did you not see the crime of the murder committed that night? I would not permit me to harass my witness in this manner. You'd better have an excellent reason for attacking this poor clown. Because if you don't, you know what is waiting for you. A nice penalty. Gulp, isn't this a bit melodramatic? So, what will it be then, Mr. Finksright? Do you have any clear basis to believe that my witness did not see the crime? Of course I do. I've got a great reason to make my claim. And I suppose you will be telling us all that great reason? Of course I will. The reason is the witness's very own testimony. What is the meaning of that, Mr. Wright? Mo said that he heard a sound like a thump of someone getting hit. He did say that? However, Mo just stated the following under oath. I kept watching them, and all of a sudden Max clonked the ringmaster over the head. If Mo is to be believed when he says he looked out the window upon hearing a sound, there is no way that he could have seen Max clonk anyone. In 1972, when the clown unit was sent to by... Mr. Girls, how do you respond to Mr. Wright's assessment? They didn't commit. These clowns promptly escaped from a maximum security clown car. Mr. Girls, are you reciting the C team theme to anger this court? No. I'm just stalling for time while I jog my memory. Great job, Nick. These types of witnesses always seem to have a selective memory. You just have to peel back the layers of the clown makeup to find the truth. Well, you're back from your jog. Well, it pretty much happened the way I said. Pretty much. When I looked out my window that night, the ringmaster was already face down in the snow. The prosecution helped me fill in the gaps of my statement. Von Karma. Tampering with witnesses again? So now you're saying that you did not see the defendant clonk the ringmaster? Yes. When I looked out of my window, the ringmaster had already checked out. Checked out? Yep, he was on permanent vacation, as they say. Mr. Curls! Your Honor? You did not witness the actual crime, however, you still say you saw the criminal, correct? Yes, exactly. Ringmaster was slumped over and I saw someone's silhouette next to him. Very well, then please testify to the silhouette you saw. I expect the truth. And if I even catch a hint of a joke from you, I will put you in a holding cell unit until you learn court etiquette. Got it? Got it. It was a bit far away, but that shadow could only have belonged to Max. There's no doubting it, especially since I saw his uppity symbols. His silk hat, that black cloak, they were all there. His face was silhouetted, but there was no doubt that it was him. His cloak was fluttering in the wind, so I couldn't really see what he was carrying. Carrying? What? It does seem as if the defendant was at the scene of the crime. It took the clown long enough to get his facts straight. But whatever, this should finally be good enough, yes? It is decisive testimony. Was Max really at the scene of the crime that night? He said that he wasn't there, so we have to believe in that. Alright, Mr. Wright, commence your cross-examination. It was a bit far away, but that shadow could have only belonged to Max. Don't you think, though, you are going a little overboard with how explicit you're being? that shadow belonged to Max is an awfully firm statement, don't you think?
What are you getting at?
I'm just saying that one of your fellow performers' life is on the line here. Are you truly 100% absolutely certain there was Max?
I'm not the kind of person who would lie about something as serious as this. The silhouette I saw was Max. I'm convinced of that.
It doesn't seem like he's jumping to any conclusions this time. Let's go over this again, then. What makes you so sure that he saw Max that night?
There's no doubting it, especially since I saw his uppity symbols.
Sheila said the same thing. But if it was just the symbols, then even I could have been wearing them. What if someone had just taken Max's symbols and worn them?
I thought of that myself, but just looking at the shape of the faces I saw, it must have been Max.
You're sure of that? Such a silly little boy. He threw his entire case headlock into a trap.
The silk hat, the black cloak, they were all there.
You're sure that is what you saw that night?
Exactly what I said I saw is exactly what I saw.
I've got eyes like a hawk. Don't birds have terrible night vision?
But that's not all I saw. His face was silhouetted, but there was no doubt that it was him.
You were able to see that kind of detail from your window? But there was a light near the scene of the crime. Anyone with decent eyesight should have been able to see that much. Out of curiosity, Mo, what is your eyesight like?
I can see like a hawk out of my left eye, and an eagle out of my right eye.
Our records say his eyesight is a perfect 20/20. That must mean he could have seen the crime scene clearly.
The more we look into this matter, the more suspicious it becomes.
Hey, you asked me what my eyesight was like, or not what it actually was.
His cloak was fluttering in the wind, so I couldn't really see what he was carrying.
What do you mean by that? So you didn't actually see what the criminal was holding? Oh, the murder weapon.
That's correct. I've been curious to know what caused that loud noise. Must have been something incredibly hard.
Too bad they haven't found the murder weapon to know for sure. They claim it was a blunt object. At least it says so in the autopsy report. With Trilla's testimony and now Mo's, it really seems like Max is the killer. Nick, you've got to find a contradiction in this. That's not gonna be enough. What? I have to prove that Mo saw someone other than Max that night. That's the only thing that will help. I've got to do it. Alright. I think I know what's going on here. Silk hat and cloak. Aren't you forgetting something else, Mo? You say you saw all of Max's uppity symbols.
I suppose so. The silk hat and the cloak, right?
Mo? Everyone knows that Maximilian Galactica has 3 uppity symbols.
3 symbols?
Yay, everyone get ready. All together, now. Silk hat, cloak,
white roses.
What the? Who cares if you knew that there were 3 or not? He saw what he saw, and he saw the symbols. He just forgot to mention one. Isn't that right, Mo?
Do you like pie? I love pie. 3.14.
Silence, fool. You're to respond with the whole truth, no fractions.
Order, order.
Mo, you didn't see the roses, did you?
To be honest, there weren't any roses on the person I saw.
The crime scene was dark. It's obvious it was too dark to see that kind of detail. But the witness said he was able to see the silhouette of the criminal's face. Not to mention the roses are white. There's no way he could have missed them. Then the roses must have fallen off when the defendant assaulted the victim. If that was the case, then the police would have found them near the crime scene.
Mr. Wright, are these white roses truly material to the facts of this case?
Clearly not. He's just toying with the court. I got her on the ropes now. These seemingly insignificant facts have never failed to lead me to the truth yet. Someone is toying with the court, but it's not me. Your Honor, do you recall Trilla's testimony?
There's no way I could mistake someone wearing those 3 ridiculous symbols. How could you mistake someone with that crazy getup and his nose stuck up so high? How could you mistake someone wearing such a snobby 3-piece getup?
Trilla saw them all. Trilla saw all 3 of Max's symbols. However, this witness claims there were no white roses in the person he saw. There's absolutely no doubt that this is a contradiction.
Now what am I supposed to think? One is supposed to disregard the pointers, but this...
Judge, forget the roses. Think about his other testimony. The witness has stated without a doubt that he saw Maximilian Galactica. Nothing else matters. Let's wrap up this case now. Your Honor, it may be trivial, but it does cast doubt into the prosecution's case.
Frankly, I have my doubts about this witness. It seems that, unlike wine, the witness has not grown mature with age.
I'm not mature.
I've come to a conclusion. I'm 99% certain that this witness saw the defendant. However, my remaining 1% of doubt is quite reasonable. Which means that for my peace of mind, I'm going to request a bit more testimony.
What?
If there are no contradictions in his next statement, I am prepared to issue a ruling.
A ruling? Nick, this is your last chance. Oh, God. There's no doubt in my mind. There were no white roses that night. However, all the other symbols were there. I'm equally sure of that. Especially the silk cat. There's no way I could forget seeing the decorations on it. He was wearing it the entire time that he was on the scene.
Mr. Wright, you've got one last chance at this.
Just one chance?
I will not allow even the slightest hints of badgering against this witness. If you're going to prove to me there's a contradiction with Mr. Curzon's statement, you better have a decent shred of evidence to back up your accusations.
I've only got a single shot at this. I've got to be careful. I understand, Your Honor. One chance is all I need. Alright. You say that he was wearing it the entire time, then how do you explain this? This wouldn't happen to be the silk hat you saw that night, would it? Yep, that's it. That's the hat he was wearing that night. No question in your mind? Exactly how would one mistake a thing like that? I see.
Is there some sort of problem, Mr. Wright?
Miss Von Karma, where exactly was the silk hat found? Must you always ask these questions? It was found at the crime scene. The crime scene? That means... The silk hat fell off at the crime scene. However, the witness clearly testified to the contrary. The witness stated that he was wearing it the entire time that he was on the scene. No, that's not true!
Order! 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 Mr. Girls!
Yes, Your Honor?
What is the meaning of all this? You're old enough to know better than to behave like this in court.
Hey, that's just not right. That's so harsh.
What's not right here is your eyesight and your memory, amongst other things.
What? Why are you being so mean to me? What did I do? Let me guess. You just didn't like my jokes or something, right?
You don't have to go and insult my eyesight or memory. They're both great. Seriously, why? Just because you're sitting above me doesn't mean you belong here. No matter how to get to a place, go to... Wah!
Stop.
Enough of these childish outbursts, Mr. Curls. Who do you think you are? I saw him. I swear I saw him. It was Max.
Even if he didn't have his... Even if he didn't have his roses, he was still wearing his dumb silk hat.
I'm telling the truth.
He's turned into a brave little kid. It's pitiful, isn't it?
He left the scene wearing that dumb silk hat. He was there.
He left the scene. What's the matter, Nick? Something I've been mulling over for a while now. Mo?
What do you want?
You just said that he left the scene. Exactly how did the murderer leave the scene of the crime?
What? He went, what do you mean, how did he leave the scene? You can't ask me that.
Mr. Phoenix Wright is badgering the witness, Your Honor. This witness's testimony is so full of holes, Miss Von Karma's protest is useless. Grrr.
You've got a point. Let's hear what the witness has to say on this matter. Is that alright with you, little guy? Don't talk to me, I'm like a little baby. Besides, what kind of stupid question is how did you leave the crime scene?
The answer's obvious. He just turned around and walked away.
That's what I expected you'd say. You sure that's how it happened?
Say what? Huh? I'm not sure I know exactly where you're going with this. Lawyers nowadays sure do love to harp on the smallest things. Do you have any proof to counter his story as to how the criminal left the scene?
Well, look at the crime photo, Your Honor. Look at this picture. The problem is the footprints in the snow.
Footprints?
In this photo, we can clearly see the footprints of the victim. However, where are the criminal's footprints? They aren't there. So, Mo, exactly how did the criminal escape the scene? Your Honor, this witness has already proven that his testimony is completely unreliable. I move to strike all of this witness's testimony from the court record.
I agree. This clown's testimony is rickety as the clown car he came to court in. Wait just a second. You guys can't just ignore everything I've said.
Fine, I'll tell you the truth this time.
You wait a second. I think you've said more than enough for today.
That didn't hurt. I'm sick and tired of listening to you anyway. I'll give you the real deal this time, I swear.
I don't know why, but I get the feeling things are gonna get worse before they get better.
Mr. Lawrence Curls.
Yes?
The testimony you provided up until now has been false?
It hasn't been false. I haven't lied. It's just
what?
It's just I was a bit confused on the bit about the criminal leaving the scene. Especially since Von Karma and her whip told me not to talk about what I really saw.
Order! I will have order! Francesca Von Karma, how could you?
Your Honor, if you had heard the truth from this witness, you would have exactly the same opinion as I have.
What opinion is that?
It's not funny.
That's enough out of you. I'm going to listen to what he has to say. Now then, let's hear the truth about what you say you saw, Mr. Curls.
You're not gonna believe this, but it's all true, I tell ya.
Try not to waste our time with your idiotic drivel. The truth.
Now it's time for our next segment, Mo Knows. Everything that I've said up until now has been the truth. When I looked out of the window, the ringmaster was down and Max was standing above him. He wasn't wearing his white roses, but he was wearing the silk hat. That's what I saw. This is the truth now. Get ready for it. He flew. He jumped up and flew through the air. He flew right off and disappeared into the darkness. That's why there were no footprints. Flying people don't leave footprints.
I told you it wasn't funny. Do you believe me now?
Well, that was, how do you put this into words?
Maximilian Gratka is a world-class magician. But to leave the scene of a crime by flying, there's no way that actually happened.
You're right. Why is she right? You believe the other witnesses. Why won't you believe me? Especially since it's the best part of the story. To be honest, this is the first time I've heard of a flying criminal. What do you think about this witness's testimony, Mr. Wright?
Right now, I can't believe any of this. I'm not even sure if this day hasn't been some kind of Kafkaesque dream.
Ow!
Now, do you think it's still a dream? Huh, Mr. Phoenix Wright?
Now, I suppose I would let you all on my thinking, all in on my thinking regarding this matter. The criminal disappeared into the sky. I'd love to believe that. But I just can't wrap my head around how that could actually happen.
You imbecile.
If you disregard a need for proof, Miss Von Karma's case is sound. However, I've got the feeling that this case is in dire need of more investigation. Thus, I will conclude today's proceedings at this point. It's an undisputed fact that the criminal left no footprints at the scene. Tomorrow, I want us to find out the reason behind this mystery of mysteries.
Grrr.
I believe that's enough for today. Court is adjourned.
Oh boy.
Hey, sweeties, what in the world is going on?
That's what I want to know. They say the criminal flew off into the air and disappeared. Max, I can't believe I'm asking this, but you didn't fly that night, did you?
I know you didn't mean to ask me such a fabulously stupid question. I can't fly whenever I please. It's not that easy.
But it looks so effortless for you on stage.
It's not that simple. I'm not actually flying on stage. I use invisible wires and have them hoist me through the air.
Wow, you just told me the secret to your magic.
No! I broke the first rule, the cardinal rule, the only rule!
I'm so sorry, Max. We made you break a magician's creed to never reveal the secret to their tricks. Nick, what do you do now? All we can do now is hope we find the flying criminal in court tomorrow. Great idea, let's do our best and catch this sucker. Yeah.
To be continued. Y'all gonna come back now, you hear?